Rain hammered the windows of the city hall as people whispered and pointed at the young woman in the simple white dress. A wheelchair, a trembling bouquet, a smile trying to hide 1,000 wounds. Her name was Isla, a poor girl who lost the ability to walk after the accident that also took her parents. Despite everything, she still believed in love. But today, a love abandoned her. Guests gasped as her groom, Hamza, stood up front, pale and shaking. Instead of taking her hand, he turned toward the crowd and shouted, "I can't do this. I won't marry a cripple." The room fell silent. Isla's bouquet slipped from her hands. Her eyes shimmered with humiliation as Hamza stormed out with his rich, judgmental mother behind him. People whispered. Some pitied her. Most laughed. Isla lowered her head, trying to hide her tears, but the pain poured out uncontrollably. She had no family, no friends, no one to stand up for her, until a voice cut through the commotion. A deep, steady voice. "That's enough. Leave her alone." Every head turned. A tall man stepped forward, holding the tiny hand of a smiling little girl. A single dad, a stranger, and yet the only one who cared. The room froze when the single dad did this. Hook 2. No one expected a stranger to step between the bride and the entire crowd. Hook 3. What he said next changed Isla's life forever. The little girl tugged her father's sleeve, staring at Isla with wide, innocent eyes. "Papa, why is everyone being so mean to her? She didn't do anything wrong." Her father, Zion, a delivery driver and single dad, knelt down beside Isla's wheelchair. The guests scoffed. Some rolled their eyes. But he didn't care. "Miss, are you all right?" he asked softly. Isla wiped her tears, embarrassed. "I'm fine, thank you." "You don't have to." "Someone should," he cut in gently. A woman snorted from the crowd. "Mind your business." She should have known her limits. Zion straightened up slowly, deliberately, his jaw tight. "And you should know compassion," he replied. The room murmured. People shifted uncomfortably. Isla shook her head. "Please, don't cause trouble for me." "They're right. I should have known better. Who would marry someone like—" Zion raised a hand. "Don't finish that sentence." Isla froze. His voice lowered, filled with quiet intensity. "You deserve love, respect, a partner who sees your worth, not someone who runs because life got difficult." The crowd went silent again. Little Hania, his daughter, stepped forward, picked up Isla's fallen bouquet, and placed it gently in her lap. "You look like a princess, Ani. Don't cry, please." Isla broke. She covered her mouth, unable to contain the tears she had fought so hard to hold back. Zion offered her a comforting smile. "Come with us," he said. "Let's get you out of here." Everyone stared, shocked, at what he was doing. A poor single dad, defending a rejected bride, standing against an entire room. And none of them knew. This one decision would change all of their lives. He asked him a question that stopped him in his tracks. The single dad's secret began to unravel on the ride, and Isla learned something about him, something no one expected. Zion pushed Isla's wheelchair out of the hall, shielding her from the stairs. Hania walked beside them, gripping Isla's hand like she had known her forever. But once they were outside, away from the whispers, the cruel eyes, the humiliation, Isla finally spoke. Her voice was soft, almost broken. Why did you save me? You don't even know me." Zion paused. Rain fell around them, cool and steady. He looked at her with a kind of sincerity she hadn't seen in years. "Isla, you didn't deserve what happened in there. No one deserves that." She shook her head bitterly. "Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm—" "No." Zion stepped closer. "Listen to me. You're not less than anyone." Isla's eyes glistened again, but this time with something different. Hope. Fear? A feeling she thought she'd lost? Hania leaned in. "Ani, Papa helped you because you were sad. When people are sad, good people help." Isla let out a shaky laugh, the first hint of a smile since the disaster. Zion opened the car door and helped her in gently, respectful, careful. She noticed the way he moved, as if he had done this before. as if he understood more than he said. And she finally asked the question that had been burning inside her. Zion, have you cared for someone in a wheelchair before? He stiffened. Hania looked down. The air grew heavy. Zion swallowed hard, staring at the wet ground before answering. My late wife, he whispered. She spent the last year of her life unable to walk. Isla's breath caught. The pain in his voice, the weight of those memories, it wrapped around her heart. I learned one thing, he continued. Strength isn't about walking. It's about living, even when life tries to break you. Isla's eyes filled again, but this time with something deeper than sorrow. Connection. Understanding. Zion started the car, but before he drove, he turned slightly toward her. And Isla, the way you held yourself today, even after what he did. He exhaled. You're one of the strongest people I've ever met. She looked down at her ruined wedding dress, stained, torn, and cold. Yet somehow, for the first time in hours, she didn't feel broken. She felt seen. As they drove away, unaware of the storm that had begun inside their hearts, they also didn't know. Someone from the wedding was secretly following them. And that person was about to turn their entire lives upside down. If you want, I'll continue. The man who ruined her life followed them and confronted the single dad. What he said next made Isla gasp in shock. This moment revealed the truth about why he rejected her. Zion pulled up to a quiet roadside tea stall. Isla needed a moment, a breath, a place where her shaking heart could slow down. But the peace didn't last. Tires screeched. A sleek black car stopped right behind them. Isla froze. Hania squeezed Zion's arm. Zion stepped slightly in front of them, protective instinct kicking in. The man who stepped out, Hamza, the groom who abandoned her. His face was twisted with anger, not guilt, not remorse, just entitlement. Isla, get out of that car. Right now. Isla's hands trembled. Zion felt her fear, like a punch to the chest. He stepped forward. You need to leave, he said firmly. Hamza laughed in disbelief. Who the hell are you? Oh, right, the delivery driver who thinks he's a hero. He spat the words out like poison. Isla flinched. Zion didn't move. Hamza marched closer, pointing at Isla. She's my fiancée. And you. He jabbed a finger at Zion's chest. Are nothing. A nobody. Isla found her voice barely. I'm not your anything. You made that clear. Hamza scoffed. I panicked, all right? My mother was right there, everyone's staring. How would it look if you what? Married someone in a wheelchair? Zion's voice cut like steel. Hamza didn't answer. His silence was the truth. Isla swallowed hard, tears stinging her eyes. Hamza stepped closer to her, lowering his voice. Isla, think. Who else will take you? Who else will want you? Come back before you regret this. Zion moved between them instantly. She said no. Hamza's jaw clenched. You think you can take what's mine? He growled. Zion's eyes became colder than winter. She is not a thing. And she is not yours. For a second, everything stopped. Then Hamza noticed something that made his expression twist even further. Isla, looking at Zion. The way her eyes softened. The way her shoulders relaxed when he stood near her. Hamza pointed at her, furious. Don't tell me, you're catching feelings for this broken girl? Isla gasped. Zion's fists tightened. Hania suddenly stepped forward, her tiny voice rising bravely. She's not broken. She's kind. And pretty. And Papa cares about her. Isla covered her mouth, tears spilling. Hamza grabbed Zion's collar. Rough, violent. But Zion didn't budge. He simply said, let go. Hamza didn't. So Zion removed his hand, gently but firmly, and said the words that shattered Hamza's fake pride. The only broken thing here is your idea of love. For the first time, Hamza stepped back. Zion put one arm around Isla, guiding her back into the car. Stay away from her. Hamza glared, breath shaking with rage. This isn't over. He stormed off. But he didn't know. He just made the biggest mistake of his life. Because Isla was no longer alone. She had someone beside her now. Someone strong. Someone kind. someone who would change everything. And in the next moment, Zion would do something that Isla never thought anyone would do for her. The single dad did something no man had ever done for her. The ending stunned Isla and destroyed Hamza's pride forever. This moment turned a broken bride into a cherished woman. They reached a small, quiet park overlooking the river. The rain had softened into a gentle drizzle, enough to paint the world in silver. Zion parked, walked around the car, and lifted Isla carefully into her wheelchair. But instead of stepping back, he knelt beside her. Isla blinked. "Zion, what are you doing?" He looked up at her, eyes steady, warm, unshaking. "Isla, let me take you somewhere." She frowned. "Where?" "To celebrate your strength, not your loss." Her breath caught. No one had ever said words like that to her. Not relatives. Not neighbors. Not even the man who once claimed to love her. Zion continued softly. "I want to show you what you deserve. Not pity, but respect. Support. Care." Isla's voice trembled. "Why me? You barely know me." Zion shook his head. "A person's worth isn't measured by time. It's measured by truth. And I've seen your truth today." Hania chimed in, hugging Isla's arm. "Because you're good, Auntie. And Papa likes you." Isla covered her face, sobbing quietly. Zion waited, patient, calm, until she lowered her hands again. Then he did something that stunned her. He gently took her palm, lifted it, and placed it against his chest. "Feel that," he whispered. "My heart beats for people who fight, for people who survive storms and still stay kind." He swallowed. "And today, Isla, that person was you." Isla had no words. Her broken wedding dress, her ruined day, her shattered self-esteem, somehow felt lighter now. But Zion wasn't done. He took a deep breath, and from his pocket he pulled out something unexpected. A tiny silver anklet. Isla stared. "Zion, what?" "This belonged to my wife," he said softly. "She wanted it to go to someone who reminded me to live again." Isla's eyes widened, filling instantly. "She told me, give this to the woman who teaches your heart to hope." Isla shook her head, overwhelmed. "Zion, I can't. This is too precious." "You are precious," he answered. Her tears streamed freely now. Then, as the drizzle faded and sunlight broke through the clouds, Zion knelt fully, steadying Isla's trembling hands. "Isla, I'm not asking you to choose me. I'm asking you to let me stay. Let me be the friend you deserve. Let me support you. Let me walk beside you, even if life has made your path different from others." Isla's world shattered. Not from pain this time, but from a feeling she thought she'd never feel again. Being wanted. Truly wanted. She nodded slowly, breathlessly. "Zion, yes. I'd like that. More than you know." Hania cheered and hugged her tightly. At that exact moment, someone stepped out from behind a nearby tree. Someone who had followed them all the way. Hamza. But when he saw Isla smiling, saw her being valued, saw her being cared for in ways he never could, his anger collapsed into something else. Defeat. For the first time, he realized what he had truly lost. Not a bride, but a woman who deserved better than he ever was. He whispered bitterly, "I lost her," and walked away, never to return. Isla watched him leave, not with anger, but with relief, because she finally understood. Rejection didn't end her story. It began her healing. And next to her, a single dad and his brave little girl smiled at her as if she belonged with them. For the first time in years, Isla felt chosen.